Yes, boys, welcome back to some more Dokkan Battle goodness. Kizan here, and we've got a good video for you today, my guys, because LR Jiren has been confirmed to come out on Global in about 3 days' time. 3 days' time. So I'm here to speak to you about Jiren. I'm going to speak to you about how good he is, but also I'm going to speak to you about why I am not dropping on his banner. Why I am not dropping on him. Like, I will show you some of the video on his whole banner in general later on when his banner gets shown, just in case if there is any changes. But at the moment, we're just going to be talking about Jiren and like his rotations and how, how well he works. Okay, then let's get straight into this. So Jiren, Majesty of the Mighty. I think that's a different name change from what it was on JT. I think it was like the strongest strong or whatever, but we'll take that. Okay, so let's talk about what Jiren is. Jiren is not a unit that stacks up his attack or defense. He is legit strong out the gate. There's no, like, the only thing he stacks is getting his key up a little bit, and then when his key is up, then you can activate the active skill to get extra strong for that one turn. But let's talk about exactly what he does. So first of all, he's a Universe 11 category leader, which is nice if you want to use the whole Universe 11 team, although I do recommend against it. I mean, the Jiren is nice, the Topo is good, that we will speak about in a different video. Strength Topo, God of Destruction is amazing, but there isn't really much here to build a full team. So if you want to use this guy, honestly, he's got some good options, which I will talk about in a second. But let's talk about what he can do. The Universe 11 category leader, Universal Survival Saga 150%. Now, many of you will already have a Universal Survival Saga lead, if it's not Strength Jiren, if it's not, does Hit have one? I think Hit as well, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Like, there's so much Universal Survival Saga leaders if I just click on this and check. Yeah, oh my god, look. A lot of leaders, 4 leaders there, but big team, so if you do pull him, you should have a team to run him for. But let's talk about what he can do. So, on super attack, mega colossal damage, and he has a medium chance of stunning on his 18 key. That's definitely helpful in like SBR, anything like that can definitely come in handy. But this is where it gets a bit crazy now, because we're going to talk about the passive skill. Attack and defense, 200%. 200%. And if I want to show you how broken that is, hold on, if I want to exactly show you how broken that 200% is, if I go to here, and it's going to look a bit weird what I'm doing, but I'm just going through the motions to get to the LR Android. So I do have to do a few clicks to get there. Okay, so LR Android, this is why Jiren is so broken, because when you turn into Android 16, you have him for only 3 turns, like 3 turns. And he has attack and defense 200%, but because he's that good, I mean, yeah, he does have a high chance of performing a critical hit, but the attack and defense 200% is the reason why this guy is locked into only having 3 turns out before he gets sent back to 17 and 18. This guy, 200% forever. Attack and defense 200%, so built different, he's built different. Key +1 with each attack received at the 5, that's okay. I mean, that does help you get to your active skill, which can be activated when you're being hit 5 times, but that's not something to think about too much. I mean, if you do have some key problems, then yeah, it will help out. This is where it gets a bit crazy though. So attacks effective against all types when the target enemy is an attack down or defense down status. Super effective. This man becomes like, he's got the Gogeta passive, and all you need to do is lower their attack and defense, or one of them, which is ridiculous. And if they're stunned, well, you're going to be critting them. So, God, he's got a lot of stuff built into him. And if you do get hit 5 times, you can activate the active skill. Attack and defense plus 30%, all enemies attack and defense minus 30%, and stuns all the enemies for 1 turn. SBR done. SBR done. Can be activated after the character receives 5 attacks though, so you will have to use some items before then. But this guy has so much defense built into him. It's actually ridiculous. Like, the amount of defense he gets is so good. Now, let's talk about his teams, because as I said, he was the best LR when he came out. Now with all link levels changing and all that stuff, I don't know if he still has the #1 spot. I don't think he does. But he's still up there. Let's talk about the teams though. So every team you see here, he probably will work well on, except full power. I wouldn't really throw him on a full power team, not because he's not the best there, he probably would be one of the best, but honestly, I just think this team's kind of janky at the moment. I don't think it's worth running. I mean, yeah, they got the leader. The leader's kind of squishy. He'd be carrying. You know, they've got one good support in Omega. They got some other stuff. I just would not run him here. But every other team, he can be a part of. Universe 11, of course, he is the leader. You need him there. Realm of Gods, yep, works perfectly fine. Universal Survival Saga works perfectly fine. And this is because the main reason why he works really good all here in every single one of his teams is because of this guy right here. We get the Easy A Topo, which I will talk about in a totally different video because I'm looking forward to Topo more than I'm looking forward to Jiren. Like, that's how big I like Topo. But let's talk about what this guy does. So first of all, he is the linking partner for LR Jiren. He is the linking partner. Next thing, you put this guy in slot 1. Yep. So when he super attacks, he raises the allies attack by 30%. Oh no, that is going to be amazing for Jiren. That's going to be amazing for Jiren. And look, what's this? All enemies defense minus 70%. I think you know what that means. I think that means man's going to be doing some good damage there. So this guy is amazing. I will do a whole video talking about which units get the most benefit of this guy getting an easy A. It's going to be a lot of Realm of Gods units I'm going to talk about, a lot of that stuff, but that is for that. But this guy fits in nearly every team that this guy is in, except full power. I do think. I think full power is the only one that they don't share. And next, I would have to say is he works well on these. The only two teams I think he may not fit on is Universal Survival Saga if you choose not to take that rotation, because you got all these amazing LRs on Universal Survival Saga and you can only really pick 2 to build a team out of. You can only pick 2. If you try to pick more than 2, you get some key problems. This guy is an exception because sometimes he links up with one of the LRs, but you know, I wouldn't run Kale and Caulifla, Jiren and UI on one team. It would just be kind of janky. Like if I'm running Kale and Caulifla, I gotta run a linking partner for them. If I'm running UI Goku, well, UI Goku's linking partner is the leader. You know, if I'm running the Goku and Frieza, you need MVP with him. You know, stuff like that you definitely need to think about when team building. But Jiren's better than most. Like Jiren's better than Goku Frieza. Jiren hypothetically is better than the Blue Boys, better than most of these because he has that defense turn 1. There's no stacking with him. You stack a little bit of key, that's it. But your attack and defense is strong from turn 1. So the fact that he's like this means that he's just going to be so much easier to use than all the rest of these units. Realm of Gods works completely fine. Just give him that topo and it's all good. Space Traveling Warriors. Now this is the team I am most excited about on global in general, because this is going to be Jiren's probably one of his best teams, one of them, because you get to run 2 of these Bojacks as, you know, leaders, so you put them on float, and he's giving Jiren key +2 attack and defense 30%. I cannot understand how this was allowed, because this is going to be ridiculous. So if you have Topo, Jiren, and then you have you know, the Bojack on float, Jiren is going to be doing some disgusting damage. Yeah, that is Space Travelers in general though. I mean, you can have amazing rotations and Bojack will carry the float. That is definitely going to be a thing. So, all in all, this guy has the potential to be the #1 LR in the game, if in most situations, to be fair. I mean, yeah, he's not doing as much damage as Vegito Blue or Gogeta Blue after like 12 turns, but you know, he's got 12 turns to wait. I mean, unless it's Legendary Goku event, this boy gonna be doing tons of damage. Even in there, he'll be doing tons of damage. And this guy does it from turn 1, no need to waste time, which is like what people need. I mean, for instance, most of the LRs we get now, I mean, just for instance, I'll just show you some of them. You know, I am going over just usual ones, but these guys right here are going to be like, you know, top tier LR. They are top tier. You know, they're stupidly strong, but they stack up. Like this guy's got a dodge to get his stacks up. This guy's just got a stack up in general, even in both forms. And it's nice to have an LR that doesn't do that. I mean, a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's caveman. Do I want to summon on a caveman unit? Well, what do you want every single unit to stack up attack and defense? Like, I would not say that's a fun way of playing Dokkan. I would not say that's a fun way of playing Dokkan. And honestly, he is broken as hell. If anyone does summon for him, I will do a should you summon video in like a few days. If you summon for him and you get him, you're gonna have a good time. Now, I've said all this and I've been talking about how amazing Jiren is, and you must be wondering why I said I'm not summoning for him. It's just because instead of summoning for him, I'm saving up my stones for Turles because I like Turles a bit more. In terms of defense, this boy is better. In terms of damage, you know, it's kind of debatable. I may give it to this guy depending on your rotations, but they're so close in what they can do in terms of damage and everything. You pick for preference, and I prefer Turles more than I prefer Jiren. That's the only reason why I'm saving up for Turles more than Jiren, but that is it. Like, it's literally preference. They are both top tier as hell. Have fun summoning for this guy, honestly. If you get one, it's gonna be different for you. You're gonna be doing events you could never do before, I'll tell you that much. But anyways, that's gonna be it. That's my discussion of LR Jiren, talking about how good he is. The bad stuff about him, he doesn't really have that much bad stuff. I mean, he's the defensive monster, offensive monster, got a linking partner. I mean, you got a linking partner, what more do you want? Anyways, that's gonna be the end of the video. This is Kizan and I'm gonna bounce out. If you did enjoy this discussion, or if you want to add to the discussion, let me know in the comments, because I do respond to all the comments that ask me anything or discuss anything. So definitely hit that up. This has been Kizan and I'm gonna bounce out. I'll see you on the next video in a bit, guys.